ஷாலு எங்க ஷாலு ஷாலு ஃபீவர் அடிக்கிற வெயில்ல ஃபீவர். அடுத்து வர டைரியா அப்படியா? வை ஓன் பார்ட்டியா இல்ல டிஸ்டன்ஸா? பாட்டியோட அக்காவா? இதெல்லாம் உனக்கே நியாயமா இருக்கா? எனக்கு ஒன்றும் புரிய மாட்டேங்குது. சிஏ ஃபவுண்டேஷன் படிக்க ஆரம்பிச்ச பிறகுதான் எல்லா வீட்டில் இருக்க ஆல் ஓல்டு பீப்புளுக்குலாம் டைம் ஆகுது அப்டேட். சச்சோ என்ன இன்னுமே டவுன்லோட் ஆகல? கமான் கமான் கமான். அடுத்த சாப்டர் please give me 2 minutes time. I'm not able to download. Yes, done. Done. Okay, happy that we have completed 2 chapters. Now heading on to chapter number 3. Now, this is also, previously this was also part of the Indian Contract Act. Now, Indian Contract Act, normal general contracts plus special contracts. General contracts, that is what we studied up to unit number 6. Special contracts unit number 7, 8, 9. Okay. Now it also had all provisions relating to sale of goods. Earlier sale of goods என்னென்ன provision இருந்தோ அதுவும் இந்தியன் கான்ட்ராக்ட்ல இருந்தது. இது இல்லாம பார்ட்னர்ஷிப் ரிலேட்டடா என்னென்ன செக்ஷன்ஸ் லா இருந்தோ அது was also part of Indian Contract Act. Now it has been segregated into different acts, separate acts. Okay. Now, the entire conversation henceforth will be regarding only about sale of goods between whom and whom, buyer and the seller. Buyer and the seller with respect to goods. Now, all contracts related to these sales will be the main discussion area over the next couple of classes. Today, let us start with formation of the contract of sale. அதாவது ஒரு கான்ட்ராக்ட் சேல் கான்ட்ராக்டை ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணோம் அப்படின்னா from where we should start and what are all the required things for starting for bringing in a contract of sale. Okay, now all these are story. When you have time after writing exams, you sit and study. Let us straight away get into the definition. Main definition, first one, what is the meaning of buyer and what is the meaning of seller? Buyer means a person who buys or agrees to buy the goods. Now, what is the difference, ma'am? Who buys or agrees to buy? Sir, who buys means it is in present tense. It is in present tense, which means na ipo oru kadaikku poren and I am going and buying something. Okay, which means it is in present, present, present. Okay, now what do you mean by agree to buy? Means it means today I am not buying, today I am just giving you agreement. Okay, now inman na unga ittu vaangren solli you are just agreeing your consent, you are giving your consent for buying, which means it is in future tense. It is in future tense. Understood? Appo contract of sale can be only in present tense and future tense. Purida? Likewise, seller means a person who sells, again present tense, or agrees to sell goods to the buyer. Clear? Understood? Now, next one. What do you mean by goods and other related items? Now, this good is very, very important. First of all, the entire topic is about sale of goods. அப்ப goodsனா என்ன அப்படின்றது நமக்கு தெரியணும். Let us go read. Goods means every kind of movable property. அப்படின்னா என்ன அர்த்தம்னா, for something to be called as a good, first main condition is that it should be movable. It should be movable other than actionable claims and money. Now, what is actionable claims, madam? Actionable claim means anything on which you can file or any debt on which you can file a case to recover it. Able to understand? That is called as actionable claim, or anything on which you can take an action in the court. Adhalam called as actionable claim. Let me give you example, you will understand. Sir, today you are paid the class fees, correct? Now, after taking class fees from you, I am not conducting any class. I am giving leave after leave for 1 month, 2 months, இப்படியே போயிட்டே இருக்கு. கோர்ஸே வந்து 4 மாசம் தான், கரெக்டா? ஸோ ஃபர்ஸ்ட் 1 மந்த்ல ஒரு நாள் 2 நாள் தான் கிளாஸ் போயிருக்கு. செகண்ட் மந்த்ல திருப்பி 1 நாள் 2 நாள் தான் கிளாஸ் போயிருக்கு. Will you keep quiet or will you come and ask me back refund of money? You will come back and ask me for refund of the money. Now, ரெண்டு விஷயம் ஒன்று நடக்கலாம். ஒன்று, நான் அமைதியாக ரீஃபண்ட் கொடுத்துட்டு போகலாம், not a problem for anyone. சைலண்டா நீங்களும் கிளம்பிடுவீங்க, நானும் அடுத்த வேலையை பார்க்க போயிடுவேன். In case I say that no, I cannot give refund. Okay, class தான் 4 மாசம் கோர்ஸ் நான் சொல்லியிருக்கேன்ல, ஃபர்ஸ்ட் 2 மாசம் நான் ஓகே கிளாஸ் நடத்தல, ஆனா ஐ எம் ப்ராமிசிங் தட் நெக்ஸ்ட் 2 months I will continue the class. Able to understand? Now, will you be convinced if I give such a promise? You won't be convinced. சார் 2 மாசம் ஃபுல்லா டைம் வேஸ்ட் பண்ணிட்டீங்க, இன்னும் இருக்கிற 2 மாசத்துல நீங்க எல்லா போர்ஷனையும் நடத்தி முடிப்பீங்கன்னு எப்படி உங்களை நம்புறது? கொஸ்டின் கேட்பீங்க இல்லையா? Now, this could be a problem between you and me, and I am finally not agreeing to give you back the refund. நீங்களும் refund வாங்காம கிளம்புற மாதிரி கிடையாது. Then, what is the last thing you can do against me is, you can file a case on me to recover. Able to understand? Now, this is called as a actionable claim. Your right to file a case against somebody to claim back our money is called as actionable claim. Actionable claim. Now, question to you is, how this comes here abdina? Sir, is what is actionable claim abdina? It is your right. It is your right. In the right நீங்களும் பண்ணலாம், or உங்களுக்கு behalfல நீங்க யாருக்காவது பவர் கொடுத்தீங்கன்னா that person can also have that right. Say for example, you are almost இப்போ 18 years plus. Either you can file a case against me and recover the money, or you can transfer the right to your father or mother also, which means they also can file a case against me. Able to understand? So, which means actionable claims can be transferred from one person to another person. Okay. இங்க ஏன் இது வருதுன்னா, such a transfer, நீங்க உங்ககிட்ட இருந்து இப்போ உங்க அம்மாக்கு நீங்க டிரான்ஸ்ஃபர் பண்றீங்க அந்த ரைட் அப்படின்னா, that is moving from one person to another person இல்லையா? Still it cannot be treated as a good. That is what they are trying to say. புரிஞ்சுதா? Actionable claim means it is a right that you have on the other party to take him to the court of law and ask for money. Ask for money. This right is called as actionable claim. You have a claim on the other person. In our example, what is your claim? Refund of money and the fees amount, correct? Now, since I'm not ready to give that refund amount, you take an action against that particular claim on me. Now, you are already 18 plus, so you are directly filing a case. If you don't want, sir, உங்ககிட்டலாம் என்னால கோர்ட்டுக்கும் வாசலுக்கும் வீட்டுக்கும் என்னால சுத்திட்டு இருக்க முடியாது. Now, I am transferring this actionable claim right to my father அப்படினா, this actionable claim is moving from you to your father, which means you are transferring a right. Even though it is transferring from one person to another person, still it cannot be treated as a good. That is what they are trying to say. Now, what also cannot come under good means money cannot come under goods. Okay, money ku goods applicable agadu. Yen agadu abdina, sir, money is also moving from one person to another person. Yes or no? Still it cannot be treated as a good. Able to understand? Then, but goods includes what? Goods includes stock and shares, growing crops, grass, and things attached to or forming part of the land. Stop. Stock and shares, no, all kind of securities are also treated as goods only. Okay, stocks and securities are treated as goods. Next one, growing crops. Growing crops, all these agricultural crops, they are also treated as goods. Then, what do you mean by grass? Grass avai yaradhu vaangi vippangla. Now, in Pongal season, we all eat one thing, what? Sugarcane, correct? Now, sugarcane falls under grass. Able to understand? So, there are few items which come under the grass category, which still people buy and take, buy and sell. And lastly, anything that are attached to and forming part of the land. Anything that is attached to land, what is attached to land? List me. Ana, building is not movable, no. Able to understand? That which is attached to land, okay, or forming part of the land, and it is movable. Well can be moved? No. Transport already comes under movable property. It is not attached to earth. Na park pannirukanaala adu attached to earth nu solringla? No. See, what about all these timbers, wood, maram attached to land, correct? Now, the moment you want to sell that particular tree, bamboo, whatever, enna tree, okay, you have to chop the tree off, then you will sell. Okay, ana ada cut pannadukku appuram da neenga sell pannanu avasiyam illa. Even while it is growing also, you can enter into a contract for sale of those trees. Able to understand? So that is why they are telling us things that are attached to or forming part of the land. Able to understand? Which are agreed to be severed or separated from the land before sale or under the contract of sale. Understood? So, anything that is attached to the land or forming part of the land, which are agreed to be cut off, severed na cut off or separated from the land before sale or under the contract of sale. Purida? Now, this definition of goods is very important for us to remember. Okay, shall we study together? Goods means all kind of movable property. Now, movable property other than two things. And the two things are actionable claims and money. But it includes what? Stock and growing crops, grass, forming part of the land, agreed to be severed or separated from the land before the sale or under the contract of sale. Now, I'll give you 2 minutes time. Study and then start writing. 1 minute for study and 1 minute for writing. Done, super. இல்லை எனக்கு டிஸ்டர்ப் ஆகலை பட் உங்களோட பேக்ரவுண்ட் கிளியராக இருக்கும் போது எனக்கு டிஸ்டர்ப் ஆகாதுமா. Done now. Super. Shall we go with the next one now? Sir, so goods means, once again, kanna moodit solunga paakalam. What is meaning of goods? Goods means actionable claims and money, and includes shock and stress, growing crops, grass, things attached to or forming part of the land which are agreed to be severed or separated under a before sale or under a contract of sale. Okay, so that is with respect to goods. For actionable claims, they have given you a explanation which I have already told you. Actionable claims are claims, okay, which can be enforced only by a suit, lawsuit, which you can file against the opposite party on the court. A debt is a movable property and not goods. Even the FD receipts are considered as goods under the Indian Contract Act, read with the section 27 of the act. But if you ask me, I will not consider it as a good. I will consider this as an actionable claim. Okay, because sir, in case FD receipt நீங்க bankல போட்டதுக்கு அப்புறம் what is the meaning of having that FD receipt? It shows what? It shows that your money inside the bank 5 lakhs is kept as a deposit. Correct? நீங்க அந்த 5 lakhs க்கு after 3 months or 6 months or 1 year you will be receiving one interest. இதுதான் அந்த FD receipt சொல்லுது. So in the FD receipt நீங்க எடுத்துட்டு போய் கொடுத்தா what will the bank person do? After the maturity he will give you back your money. If the bank says no, I cannot give you அப்படின்னு சொன்னா, then with that FD received, will you file the case against bank? Yes or no? You can file. Yes or no? You can file. Which means this FD receipt will act like an actionable claim with which you can recover money from the opposite person by filing a case against that person. Clear? So FD receipts fall under actionable claims. Inga goods in irukku, please scratch it out and then write actionable claims. Okay. Next one, goods include, yes ma, any doubt ma? Illa. Okay, goods include both tangible goods and intangible goods. Now tangible goods na that which is having a physical presence. Yeah. Intangible goods na that which I cannot touch and feel. Example, goodwill, copyrights, patent, trademarks, etc. Idella will come under what? Intangible goods. Stock, share, gas, steam, water, electricity, degree of the court are also considered as goods. Okay, degree of the court means any court judgment is also considered as a good. Why, madam? Say for example, the court is ordering Mr. Sharath to pay Mr. Vinod 50,000 rupees. Now in the amount actually pathina Sharath should be paying to Vinod, correct? If at all Vinod wants no this judgment, he can sell it to someone else called Z. Purida? Appo what will happen na, Sharath instead of paying Vinod, he will pay to Z. Able to understand? So that is why degree of court is also considered as a good. Next one, what is the classification of goods? Now, coming to this area, I will tell you what all you should study. You should study this definition. Okay, you should study. Okay, you should study this definition. You should understand what is the meaning of actionable claim, and then you will also study this last one point. Okay, va? Just for understanding. Next one, classification of goods. Now, under goods, we have 3 types of classification. One, existing goods, future goods, and contingent goods. Now, from the very word only we can understand what is the meaning of existing goods. Goods are already existing. அது ஏதோ ஒரு இடத்துல இருக்கு, கோடவுன்ல இருக்கோ, ஃபேக்டரியில இருக்கோ, மேனுஃபேக்சரிங் யூனிட்ல இருக்கோ, ஏதோ ஒரு இடத்துல goods are already present, already existingல இருக்கு. Future goods means as of today goods are not there. Okay, in the future the goods will be made. Able to understand? Made means how can goods be made? It will be manufactured or it will be grown. Okay, see, January is Pongal season. Okay, ஆனா அதுக்கு எப்போ யூசுவலி கான்ட்ராக்ட் போட்டிருப்பாங்க? இந்த லார்ஜ் பல்கா சுகர் கேன் வாங்குறவங்க எல்லாம் எக்ஸாக்டா ஜான்வரி 10ஆம் தேதி கான்ட்ராக்ட் போட்டிருப்பாங்க? கிடையாது. ஆல்ரெடி ஒரு 6 months முன்னாடியோ 7 months முன்னாடியோ கான்ட்ராக்ட் எல்லாம் போட்டு பொங்கல் டைம் ஜான்வரி ஒரு 5th இருந்து 10th நீங்க எனக்கு இத்தனை குவான்டிட்டி வேணும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி கான்ட்ராக்ட் போட்டு பிரைஸ் போட்டு எல்லாம் சீல் பண்ணிருப்பாங்க. Able to understand? Which means when they made the contract in June 2026, the goods are not even existing. Able to understand? But January 2027 Pongal time the goods has to be delivered according to the agreement which you entered in the June month 2026. Purida. So that is future goods. Contingent goods abdina, sir, goods will be agreed to be sold to you or to someone based on a condition that has to be satisfied. Upon the condition satisfy anada in the sale contract will be satisfied. Okay, see, contingency contract நம்ம ஒன்னு படிச்சோம். What is the meaning of contingency contract? Based on another collateral event, happening or non-happening of a collateral event, another contract will happen or it will not happen. அதுதான் படிச்சோம். Where in contingency contract. Likewise, based on a contingent event, on the happening or non-happening of the contingent event, this sale contract will happen or will not happen. Purida? Understood? Same methods ma. Now, under existing goods, first item is specific goods, the ascertained goods, and then last one unascertained goods. So, specific goods abdina, out of all already made goods, okay, already existing goods la irundhu, I am specifically asking you, this is what I want. Okay, even before the sale gets completed, I am giving clear instructions, this is what I want, please keep it or please bring it forward, let me buy it from you. This is called as specific goods. Yeah, abdina, you are specifically asking whether you have this, please bring it forward, I want to buy it. Clear? That is why it is called as specific goods. Yes ma. Start reading. Specific goods means goods that are identified and agreed upon at the time of contract of sale. At the time of contract of sale. Okay. See example number 2. Okay, example number 1 order. Example number 2 is much more approximate for this. Mr. A had 5 cars of different models. He agreed to sell his Santro car to B and B agreed to purchase the same Santro car. In this case, the sale is for specific goods as the car has been identified and agreed at the time of contract of sale. Able to understand? Clear? So, what is that specific item which the buyer and the seller is agreeing to purchase? Santro car. Avangita 5 different models irnalo, they are agreeing to specifically sell only the Santro car and buy only the Santro car. And when is the event is happening? At the time of contract itself. Able to understand? Appo ascertained goods na enna madam? Sir, ascertained means, say for example, at the time of sale, already existing goods, stock la engita same goods are put in the stock. Out of the full stock, whatever is required for the sale, I am setting aside. I am able to ascertain and keep it aside. Able to understand? Sir, say for example, I am selling you water bottles. I am selling you water bottles. Now, this water bottle, will I daily prepare 1, 2 or I will always try to manufacture and stock it in thousands of numbers? I will manufacture and stock it in thousands of numbers. Correct? அப்போ நீங்க வரீங்க, நாளைக்கு நீங்க ஒரு வெட்டிங் பர்பஸ்க்காக ஏன் கிட்ட இருந்து ஒரு 1500 வாட்டர் பாட்டில்ஸ் கேக்குறீங்க அப்படின்னா, now out of my 10,000 bottles which is there in the stock, I will set aside, I will ascertain 1500 for you. Able to understand? This is called as ascertained goods. You are able to ascertain from the entire lot. Start reading. Ascertained goods are those goods which are identified in accordance with the agreement after the contract of sale is made. Now is the point of difference that you will come across is, in case of specific goods, you are identifying the goods when at the time of the contract itself. Okay. In here, when is that you are identifying? After the contract of sale. Okay. Now, say for example, I'll give you another example. You are going and checking a showroom. Say for example, you are going to Chroma. Chroma தெரியுமா? Chroma தெரியாதா? இந்த எலக்ட்ரானிக் ஐட்டம்ஸ்லாம் விற்பாங்களே. சரி, ரிலையன்ஸ் வச்சுக்கோங்க. ரிலையன்ஸ் ஆர் வந்து இந்த விவேக்ஸ், அப்புறம் என்ன கிரியாஸ், அந்த மாதிரி. Okay. Now you are going to such a shop and you are planning to buy an AC for yourself. Now இந்த மாதிரி கடையில எல்லாம் full line of AC, எல்லா டைப் எல்லா மாடல்லையும் AC மாட்டி இருப்பாங்க. கரெக்டா? And the sales person will go on explaining, இந்த ஏசில இந்த மாடல் இருக்கு, இதுல இந்த கரண்ட் சேவிங் ஆப்ஷன் இருக்கு, இந்த மாதிரி நிறைய விஷயம் எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணிட்டே போவாங்க. Now what you will do is, you will check what is your requirement. அந்த requirementக்கு ஏத்த மாதிரி you will select a AC. Sir, எனக்கு வந்து say ஹிட்டாச்சியோட பிராண்ட்ல இருந்து எனக்கு ஒரு மாடல் வேணும் அப்படின்னா இமீடியட்லி அதை கழட்டி கொடுத்துருவாங்களா, ஆர் நீங்க புக் பண்ணி பே பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறம் ஒரு 2 days கழிச்சு அது உங்க வீட்டுக்கு வருமா? புக் பண்ணி பே பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறம் ஒரு 2 days கழிச்சு அது நம்ம வீட்டுக்கு வருது அப்படின்னா என்ன அர்த்தம்னா, he is already stocked up. Out of that stock, he will ascertain what model you wanted after the sale and send it to you. Able to understand? Clear? Shall we continue reading now? This term is not defined in the Act but has been judicially interpreted. In the actual practice, the term ascertained goods is used in the same sense as specific goods. When out of a lot or out of large quantity of unascertained goods, the number of quantity contracted for is identified. Such identified goods are called as ascertained goods. Okay, va? Now, for exam, what should I write, madam? For exam, I want you to write from this to this, from this to this. Clear? அப்போ unascertained goods na enna? The whole lot is unascertained. Okay? See, ஒரு whole lot இருக்கு, and that whole lot first comes the unascertained goods ma. In the whole large quantity is called as unascertained. இந்த large quantity லந்து எனக்கு தேவையானதை நான் segregate பண்ணும்போது it comes under ascertained. Okay, and this ascertaining, if you are doing after contract sale or at the time of contract, at the time of contract. Now, if you are doing this ascertainment at the time of contract, it will be called as specific goods. Able to understand? If you are doing it after the contract, that time also it is called as ascertained goods. Ascertained goods. Understood? First comes the entire lot which is there in the godown, which is called as unascertained, and out of the unascertained, one section you will ascertain and keep it. If you are ascertaining after the contract of sale, it will remain as unascertained goods. If you are setting it asset at the time of sale itself, it is called as specific goods. Understood? I'll give you 1 minute time. Please go through example number 3. Sorry, ma, mic on panviliya. So, what is the meaning of description or sample abdina? You want to start your own manufacturing of noodles. Just like Maggi, you want to start your own noodles brand. Now, what is the base of Maggi? The inner flour. Corn or mix of maida. I don't know, something. For now, our discussion purpose, let us assume it is corn. Okay, corn flour. Now, this corn flour, what is the base material for corn flour? Corn. Okay, and when you say you are going to put a manufacturing unit in that large scale, obviously your raw material procurement is going to be in tons. ஒரு டன்னா எவ்வளோ 1000 kg, கரெக்டா? அப்போ ஒரு நாளைக்கு multiple tons you will going to buy அப்படின்னா, no, you will do, what you will do is, you cannot go check every single bag, yes or no, while going to buy the good. What you will do is, you will ask the farmer to give you samples of the corn pellets. Now, and the sample oda quality nalla irukum pakshathula, you will ask the farmer directly to come and deliver every single day 3 tons of corn. Able to understand? So, the farmer என்ன பண்ணிருப்பார் அப்படின்னா, அவர் அந்த கார்னை வந்து வளர்த்து, அதுக்கப்புறம் அதுல இருந்து எடுத்து அதை வந்து மில்ல போட்டு, அந்த கார்ன்ல இருந்து இருக்கிற சின்ன சின்ன பெல்லட்ஸ் எல்லாத்தையும் வெளியே எடுத்து அதெல்லாத்தையும் சேஃப்கார்ட் பண்ணி, இது வரைக்கும் யார் பண்றது? ஃபார்மர். மொத்தத்தையும் எடுத்துட்டு வந்து ஒவ்வொரு வாட்டியும் காட்ட முடியாது, கரெக்டா? So he will give a sample. Based on that sample, you will place the order, which means at the time of contract of sale, setting aside is also not done. Identification is also not done. You are buying only based on the sample that was given to you. Able to understand? So this comes under unascertained goods. The entire stock that the farmer is having for sale is called as unascertained only. Clear? Understood? Start reading example number 4. If A agrees to sell to B 1 packet of salt out of the lot of 100 packets lying in his shop, it is a sale of unascertained goods because it is not known which packet is to be delivered. As soon as a particular packet is separated from the lot, it becomes ascertained or specific goods. So the whole lot, நீங்க பிரிக்கிற வரைக்கும் it remains as unascertained goods. Example number 5. Mr. X has 10 horses. He promises to sell one of them but does not specify which horse he will sell. This is a contract of unascertained goods. Okay, wow. Next one. The whole lot where the buyer is also not specifying anything, the seller is also not specifying anything. Okay, ma'am, appo specify pannalana, while delivery, how can they deliver? Out of the entire lot, whatever is available, just like that they will take and deliver. The moment they take it out, it becomes automatically ascertained. At the time of, listen. At the time of contract, if they are segregating, it comes under specific goods. Okay. After the contract, if they are segregating, it becomes a ascertained goods. Contract mode, I am not segregating at all. Okay. At the time of delivery only, I am segregating. Okay, which means it is sale of unascertained goods. After contract means immediately after contract, nothing I am doing. At the time of delivery only, I am going to set aside. At the time of contract, the seller is also not saying what he should sell. The buyer is also not asking what he is buying. So the fact remains unsaid. He is asking only horse. Ana ivanta 10 horse irukku. Able to understand? So they are agreeing to buy only one horse. Since nothing is mentioned about which horse they are buying, this kind of sale is called as sale of unascertained goods. Understood, Amma? At the time of delivery means delivery can happen 2 days later, 3 days later also. Hello? Now, what I am trying to say, Nama, in case of unascertained goods, at the time of sale or after sale, both buyer or seller, they do not mention anything about which item they are going to purchase. they told I want so and so item, but specifica இதுதான் வேணும் அப்படின்னு அவங்க சொல்லல. அப்படி சொல்லல அப்படின்னா that kind of sale is called as unascertained goods, sale of unascertained goods. Okay, ana in this case no, what ascertained goods no, before or after the sale they would have agreed I want this many packets from this quantity from this particular for this particular purpose ellame sollidranga. So out of the whole lot you can segregate according to the requirements given in the agreement. The agreement will specify I want this clearly. And in case of unascertained goods, the agreement does not specify what exactly it wants. Just horse, no, what horse? Female horse, male horse, brown color horse, white color horse. What is the purpose of taking the horse? Only for running a show? Which show? Running, you want to run a circus show? You want to run a marriage function kind of setup where the horse will be, the groom will be riding the horse? Or you want to take this horse for some government function? கவர்மெண்ட் ஃபங்க்ஷன்ல முன்னாடி ஹார்ஸ்லாம் நடக்க விடுவாங்க, அந்த மாதிரி என்ன பர்பஸ் எதுவுமே சொல்லல. ஓகே, which means you are just asking for one horse out of the entire lot, which means anything I can give. Okay, that is why it is called as sale of unascertained goods. Okay, yeah. Next one, sale of future goods. Now what is a future good? Already told you, at the present there is no goods. Okay, at present we are agreeing that in future I will sell it to you. Okay, so the good will be ready only in the future, therefore it is called as future goods. Okay, a contract for sale of goods, future goods, is always an agreement to sell. Agreement to sell when? Agreement to sell in the future only. Okay, it is never an actual sale because a person cannot transfer what is not even in existence. What is not even in existence. Understood? Ma, any doubts here? Ma, Sai, any doubts? Future goods. Okay, go through example number 6 and 7. நீங்க பேசுறது எனக்கு கேட்கவே மாட்டேங்குது. ஹலோ, இந்த ஆரஞ்சு கலர் மைக் இருக்குல்ல, மைக் இல்லை, லவுட் ஸ்பீக்கர் இருக்குல்ல, அது சுத்தமாக ரொம்ப லோவாக கேட்குது. ஆன்லைனில் ஜிமீட்லேருந்து பேசினா எனக்கு ஒன்றுமே கேட்க மாட்டேங்குது. 3 வாட்டி 4 வாட்டி கேட்க வேண்டியதாக இருக்குது. ஸ்பீக்கர், அந்த க்ரீன் கலர் ஸ்பீக்கர் எங்க? ஆமாம், அந்த க்ரீன் ஸ்பீக்கர் எங்க? அது நல்லா இருந்தது. அப்படியா, சரி ஓகே, நான் இப்போ வச்சு பார்க்குறேன். சாய் இப்போ பேசுங்கம்மா. ஏதாவது டவுட் இருக்கா சாய்? சூப்பர், ஓகே, இப்போ பரவாயில்ல. சரி ஓகே. Okay, example 6 and 7 done. Shall we go to the next area? Okay, next one, 8 or go through 8 also. Yes, done. Now next one, contingent goods. Already told you, contingent goods means it will have two things. One or condition irukum. Okay, if the condition is satisfied abdina, followed by the satisfaction of the condition, the sale contract will happen. Okay, so a contingent good means sale of goods based on a contingency. What is that contingency? Conditions should be satisfied. Okay, start reading. the acquisition of goods which depends upon an uncertain contingency are called as contingent goods. One more time, please read. The acquisition of goods depends upon an uncertain contingency are called as contingent goods. Okay. Now, this contingent goods is always an agreement to sell only in the future. We already told you this condition is a uncertain condition, uncertain event. Upon the condition satisfy agala, satisfy agamalum polam. Okay. Appo it satisfy aguma agadanu enak inniki theriyadhu. It is going to happen in the future. Appo adu agum patchathula I will do this sale now. It is always only a future sale, which is agreement to sell. Clear? Clear? Now start reading example number 9 and example number 10. Mr. A agrees to sell to B a Picasso painting provided, the word provided, what does it mean? It means there's a condition. It means a condition. What is the condition? He is able to purchase it from the present owner. So only if this condition is satisfied, this sale will take place. Only therefore, only then, that is the only reason it is always an agreement to sell, which means it is an agreement to sell it in the future. Example number 10. Mr. P contracts to sell 50 pieces of a particular article provided, now again provided the meaning in a condition. What is the condition? The ship which is bringing the particular articles reach the port safely. In the ship reach port reach safe aguma agadandrathu en kaiyila illa. So aachu appadina I am ready to sell this particular as per the sale contract. Clear? Now that is with respect to classification of goods. Next one, delivery of goods. What do we mean by delivery and where did we come across delivery already? We already came across delivery. Bailment chapter we came across two things. One is actual delivery, another constructive delivery. Correct? Now here also we have actual, constructive and symbolic. Inga irukra constructive delivery kum bailment la nama padicha delivery kum there is slight difference. Okay, so bailment la what we studied was, I am just trying to take you back to that place and then connect you here. Okay, kandipa idukum adukum difference irukku. Then what we studied now, the effect of putting the particular item to other person's hand, it is called as constructive delivery. In here what we will study, we will see later. Okay, first of all, what is the meaning of delivery? Delivery means voluntary transfer of possession from one person to another person, correct? Now what all comes under types of delivery? First one, actual delivery, meaning physically you go and hand over the particular item to the other person, where the goods are physically delivered to the buyer. Actual delivery takes place when the seller transfers the physical possession of the goods to the buyer or to a third person authorized by the buyer. This is the most common method of delivery. Next one, constructive delivery. You know, here what they are trying to say is, see, so long, say for example, the seller was having a godown. The seller, see, there's a common godown, okay, common godown, and this godown, running a godown itself is a business. Running a warehouse is itself a business. Warehousing business is solvanga. Now, in the warehousing will be done usually only in large, periya space eduthu, and the space la vandu ஒரு பக்கம் ஒரு side of space only will be chiller. அந்த chillerல என்ன வைக்கணுமோ அது மட்டும் தான் இருக்கும். ஓகே, இன்னொரு பிளேஸ்ல வந்து டேஞ்சரஸ் ஆர் ஃப்ளேமபிள் ஐட்டம்ஸ் மட்டும் தான் டீல் பண்ற மாதிரி ஒரு ஏரியா இருக்கும். இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு வேர் ஹவுசிங் பிஸ்னஸ் பண்றவங்க எல்லா டைப்ஸ் ஆஃப் குட்ஸையும் அகாமடேட் பண்ற மாதிரி அதுக்கான சேஃப்டி மெஷர்ஸ், அதை ப்ரொடெக்ட் பண்றதுக்கான என்விரான்மெண்ட் எல்லாமே வச்சிருப்பாங்க. சே சப்போஸ் யூ ஆர் டூயிங் அமுல், யூ ஆர் டேக்கன் த franchisee of Amul ice creams. Amul ice cream தெரியுமா? சரி, Amul ice cream உங்களுக்கு தெரியுமான்னு தெரியல. ஐபாக்கோ தெரியும்ல? ஐபாக்கோ தெரியும். Now you are taking franchisee of ஐபாக்கோ. something happened in your own premises. IBACO நீங்க run பண்ற premisesல power shutdown or 2-3 நாளைக்கு உங்களுக்கு பவரே இருக்காது. Now what happens to all the things inside the particular shop? Everything will already go waste only. Okay, ஆனா இதுக்கப்புறம் நீங்க புது ஸ்டாக் எடுக்கிறீங்கன்னா will you still take the stock or will you want to keep it in some safe place? You will want to keep it in the safe place. Now what happens is, when actually you go and approach the brand IBACO, this particular brand will have an already wholesale distributor, wholesale dealer, distributors will be there, and this distributor has already put the particular goods in a warehouse, okay. Now as a franchisee, you should go and get the particular goods sold, okay. You should have bought it from the distributor, he should have sold it to you. After buying, you will go to the warehouse, collect the particular goods and you will keep it in your shop. This is usually nadakum. But now what happens, you already purchased the goods from the distributor, okay. Entire stock of IBACO ice creams you purchase. Say suppose the total purchase quantity comes to 100 kgs of different flavors of ice cream, correct? In the 100 kgs என்னால இப்போ delivery எடுத்துட்டு போக முடியாது because my own shopல electricity problem இருக்கு. Now what I will do is, I will ask the distributor to hold the particular stock in the warehouse where he is already keeping the stock. புரியுதா நான் என்ன சொல்ல வரேன்னு? அப்போ so long this warehouse business person was holding the stocks for the distributor, இதுக்கப்புறம் he is maintaining the stocks for me. Until when? Until I come and actually take the delivery, okay. அப்ப இந்த இடத்துல the distributor will give information to the warehouse business person. What information? இது மாதிரி out of the entire stock 100 kgs is sold to Rifa, okay. Whenever Rifa comes and asks, no, you should come and give and hand over the particular item to Rifa. So long you are taking care of the goods for me on behalf of the seller, henceforth you will take care of the goods for Rifa, okay. Appo say suppose 1st of July la in the sale transaction nadakudhu appadina and Rifa is ready to come and take delivery only on 10th of July na, for this 10 days this warehouse business person will collect the custody cost, the maintenance cost from distributor or from the this buyer Rifa. He will collect it only from the buyer who is Rifa. Understood? So this is kind of called as constructive delivery, where the particular goods are not moving from anywhere. It is as it is. செல்லர் கிட்ட இருந்தபோது எங்க இருக்கோ அதே இடத்துல தான் பையர் வாங்கினதுக்கு அப்புறமும் இருக்கு. But only thing is, so long that person who was already in custody of it was taking care on behalf of the seller. Now after the sale is completed, he will continue taking care of it for the buyer. Understood? Shall we go read this? When transfer of good is effected without any change in the custody or actual possession of the thing, as in the case of delivery by acknowledgement. Now this is also called as delivery by acknowledgement. One more time please read. When transfer of good is effected without any change in custody or actual possession of the thing is called as constructive delivery. This kind of delivery is also called as delivery by acknowledgement. Understood? Next one, for constructive delivery you will write that one line and this line. Start reading. Constructive delivery takes place when a person in possession of the goods belonging to the seller acknowledges to the buyer that he holds goods on buyer's behalf henceforth. Appo இந்த இடத்துல who is this person here? Warehouse business person, okay. Warehouse run பண்ற person. Now he is in possession of the goods which was previously belonging to IBACO order distributor, and now he is acknowledging that he is taking care of the goods on behalf of the buyer Rifa henceforth. Understood? Next one, symbolic delivery. Sir, where I cannot actually deliver the goods, okay. if I deliver something, it means that I've delivered the entire item. Okay, this also இததான் நம்ம வந்து constructive delivery ன்னு சொல்லி bailment ல பார்த்தோம். Okay, where the contract is for delivery of some car, okay, any car. Now under bailment what we studied was you cannot lift the car and give. What you will do, you will deliver the keys of the car. Correct? Now keys of the car kudukumbodhu what effect it has? It has the effect of giving the entire car to the other person daily. Correct? Now in here also, sir, you cannot actually give the product. So what you are doing is you are giving something which has the effect of giving the entire product. Able to understand? Okay, start reading. When there is a delivery of the thing in place of a transfer of actual goods. Ma, I'm just simplifying. Okay, in place of transfer of the actual goods. One more time please read. When there is a delivery of a thing in place of a transfer of actual goods. Example, delivery of goods in the course of transit may be made by handing over the document of title to goods like railway receipt, delivery orders. The key of the warehouse containing the goods is handed over to the buyer. Where, continue reading, where actual delivery is not possible, there may be getting the possession of the goods. Okay, now we need to understand what are all these 4-5 things for us to understand this document of title to goods in a better fashion. Let us understand. Sir, I am a wholesaler. I am doing wholesale business of sarees from Chennai. Okay, and my name is Sangeeta. Shariya? Now this is the first party. Second party is in Delhi. His name is Rakesh and he purchased sale worth of rupees say 15 lakhs. How much? 15 lakhs. Now the main part of the contract or condition of the contract is this 15 lakhs should be paid immediately on start of the transit. What do you mean by start of transit? The moment the goods are loaded for movement, transport from Chennai to Delhi, அதாவது வண்டியில goods போட்டு வண்டி கிளம்பின immediately நான் உங்களுக்கு இன்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணுவேன். நீங்க இன்ஃபார்ம் பண்ண உடனே எனக்கு என்ன பே பண்ணணும்? 15 lakhs பே பண்ணணும். Now Rakesh said, okay madam, I will pay 15 lakhs immediately on you informing that the particular vehicle have started to Delhi. ஆனா சொன்ன மாதிரி this person is not doing. Okay, he did not pay me the amount. I waited for him, he did not pay. Now at this time what happened is I can't wait for him to make the payment. Another person came, a new buyer is approaching me. Okay, and he is from Bangalore midway. Now this Bangalore person is offering me 16 lakh rupees. Now think and say me, can I take this offer or not? I can take. Previously when I entered into this sale contract, I had a condition for sale. Enna condition abdina? Sir, the moment I load the goods into the vehicle and the vehicle gets started to Delhi, immediately you have to make payment. Neenga payment pannala. So automatically I can come out of the particular sale. Correct? Now I can use the same goods to sell it to this Bangalore person. Ipo na sell pannona, what do you want me to do? Already வண்டி கிளம்பி ஒரு திருவள்ளூர் தாண்டி போயிட்டு இருக்கு. ஓகே, இப்போ வண்டியை நான் திருப்பி கொண்டு வந்து எல்லா குட்ஸையும் அன்லோட் பண்ணி திருப்பி அதை லோட் பண்ணி திருப்பி நான் பெங்களூருக்கு அனுப்புறது பெட்டரா, இல்ல திருவள்ளூர் தாண்டி அப்படியே கொஞ்சம் லெஃப்ட் எடுத்து பெங்களூர்ல டெலிவர் பண்றது பெட்டரா? நான் ஸ்ட்ரெயிட்டாவே பெங்களூர்ல டெலிவர் பண்றது பெட்டர். கரெக்டா? ஆனா how will the lorry person know that I should not continue to Delhi, I should continue to Bangalore? I should inform him. சரி, பெங்களூர் போனதுக்கு அப்புறம் யார் வந்து கேட்டாலும் பெங்களூர்ல கொடுத்துட முடியுமா? கொடுக்க முடியாது. Now I need a document of title to goods. What is that? What I need? I need document of title to goods. Now in simple, what it means abdina, it means ownership. It means ownership or right to take possession of the goods. Right to take possession of the goods. Now what is that one thing that is going to connect me, that is myself, Sangeeta, and then this lorry person, and then the Bangalore buyer abdina, it is called as lorry receipt. It is called as lorry receipt. Now what is this lorry receipt abdina? Sir, me who's in Chennai, I will prepare a lorry receipt to this particular lorry person, and I will also put a duplicate to this buyer. Okay, this lorry receipt person will reach Bangalore. Whoever has this lorry receipt, okay, he will hand over the goods to that particular person. Able to understand? Okay, ஏனா ஒரு காப்பி யாருக்கு அனுப்பியிருக்கேன்? லாரி டிரைவர் கிட்ட அனுப்பிச்சிருக்கேன், இன்னொரு காப்பி யாருக்கு அனுப்பிச்சிருக்கேன்? ஆக்சுவல் பையர் கிட்ட அனுப்பிச்சிருக்கேன். ஓகே, அப்போ அந்த லாரி ரிசிப்ட் யார் கையில இருக்கோ that person becomes the owner, and that person has the right to take the delivery of the goods. இப்போ question may come, ma'am, பெங்களூர்ல இந்த particular buyer is waiting. பையரை ஒருத்தன் மர்டர் பண்ணிட்டான். பாக்கெட்ல பார்த்தா இந்த லாரி ரிசீட் இருக்கு. அந்த லாரி ரிசீட் எடுத்துட்டு வந்து அந்த மர்டரர், ஓகே, யார் வந்து கொலை பண்ணாங்களோ அந்த பர்சன் எடுத்துட்டு வந்து காட்டுறான். அப்ப அந்த பர்சன் நான் கொடுத்துடலாமா அப்படின்னு கேட்டீங்கன்னா, சார், லாஸஸ் யூ கேன் கிவ், பிகாஸ் whoever has the lorry receipt, okay, you will have to hand over to that particular person. Able to understand? புரியுதா? Now இது எப்படி நீங்க இப்படி சொல்றீங்க? அவர் நிஜமாலே அந்த பர்టిక్యులர் பர்சன் தானா நான் எப்படி கன்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணுவேன்? லாரி டிரைவர் எப்படி கன்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணுவாங்க? டுடேஸ் டேட் யூ ஹேவ் ஆல் ஆஃப் திஸ் ஃபோட்டோ மிஷின், ஐ மீன் என்ன சொல்றது, ஃபோட்டோ வச்சு நீங்க மேட்ச் பண்ணலாம், இல்லைன்னா ஆதார் கார்டு, பேன் கார்டு டீடைல்ஸ், ஏதாவது ஒரு ஐடி ப்ரூஃப் கேட்கலாம். கரெக்டா? திஸ் ஆக்ட் வாஸ் மேட் வென், புக் ஓபன் பண்ணி பாரு, 1930. கரெக்டா? 1930ல we do not have ஆதார். 1930ல we did not have PAN card. Okay, 1930ல we don't have a proper photocopy machine also. எல்லாருக்கும்லாம் photocopy machine இருக்காது. கரெக்டா? அப்போ whoever had that receipt will become the owner. அப்படிதான் இருந்தது at that point in time. இன்னைக்கு டேட்ல இது ரெலவென்ட்டான்னு கேட்டிங்கன்னா நோ. along with the lorry receipt you will have to show proof so that you can collect the goods. Able to understand? Clear? But அப்போ இருந்த டைமுக்கு they said whoever shows lorry receipt, it is fine, they are assumed to be the owner. Today's date you have to show the lorry receipt plus that whoever name is mentioned in the lorry receipt, அது நான் தான் அப்படின்னு நீங்க ப்ரூவ் பண்ணணும். only then you will get the delivery of the goods. Okay, same thing happens in case of railways also. Sir, you take this lorry receipt in case of roadways. Correcta? Roadways. In case of railways, what happened? The railway department will give you something called as railway receipt. What it will give you? Railway receipt. Now, this railway receipt will act as the document of title. இது எப்படின்னா, சென்னையில இருந்து நான் through railway I am going to send you goods. Okay, while putting the goods in the railway station, I will properly get a railway receipt, and that railway receipt should be given in the name of the buyer. This railway, that particular train will go stop in Bangalore. The master in that train, okay, will take the delivery. Okay, they take the delivery, and this person will keep the particular item in the dock room. Dock room, no, it is kind of a store room where in the goods எல்லாத்தையும் எடுத்து போய் ஒரு இடத்துல ஸ்டாக் பண்ணி வைப்பாங்க. It is called as dock room. Now in the dock room all the goods will be stored. from the dock, if the buyer has to take delivery, this buyer has to go to this master and show the railway receipt which is having his name and prove that he is that so and so person. Only then he can take delivery. Okay, about all these railway receipts, all these lorry receipts, bill of lading. Ma'am, bill of lading yarukku varum? Bill of lading in case of a ship. In case of a ship. Ma'am, appo plane la kuda goods transport pandrola. Adukku enna pannuvom? It is called as airway bill. Correct. It is called as airway bill. Understood? So, roadways abdinamodu we have lorry receipt, and then train abdinamodu railway receipt, ship abdinamodu bill of lading, and then finally plane abdinamodu it is called as airway bill. Understood? So all these 4-5 items are simply examples of document of title to goods. Okay, one more thing is also there. It is called as Wharfinger's certificate. Now what is this Wharfinger's? Sir, ship immediately if you take delivery, you will use bill of lading. Okay, ship directly it is going to a particular port oda wharf. Wharf na enna or temporary stock room mari. Okay, wharf na temporary stock room. Now it is going to the wharf room, and in the wharf room oda in charge yaar abdina, he is called as wharfinger. Okay, now this wharfinger will need a wharfinger certificate to give you the goods. Okay, only then you can buy, only then you can take delivery of the goods. So the buyer should surrender this wharfinger certificate, only then he can take delivery of the goods. This wharfinger certificate is also acting as a document of title to goods. Simply that in the 4-5 item pair adla yaar pair irukko, that particular person will become the owner. Okay, அவங்க பேர் இல்ல அந்த பர்சன் இன்னொருத்தருக்கு ட்ரான்ஸ்ஃபர் பண்றாங்கன்னா, whoever is having this particular itself can be treated as the owner. Ma'am, what you are trying to say, I cannot understand. Listen, I told you from Chennai, I need to send it to Bangalore. Okay, and in Bangalore, say Sunil is waiting for me, who is the buyer. Now, this buyer is entering into another contract with his customer. Say, his customer's name is Aditya. Okay, and he is also from Bangalore. Both the people are in Bangalore. Now, think and say me, common sense. Okay, Sunil will come, take the goods, and then go to deliver it to Aditya, or Sunil can directly ask Aditya to go and take the goods. Sunil can ask Aditya to directly go and take the goods. Now, if that has to be made possible, abdina, Sunil will have this railway receipt. Yeah? This railway receipt, he has to endorse the name of Aditya and give it to Aditya. Endorsing the name means, and the railway receipt pinnadi, I am transferring this railway receipt to Aditya abdin pote, Sunil should sign it. Then the particular person, Aditya, becomes the owner of the goods. He can take the railway receipt, go to the railway station, take the delivery of the goods and start using the goods, because he has the right to take the delivery of the goods, because he is having document of title to goods. Understood? அதே போல தான் ஷிப்பிங்லயும், சார் நான் வந்து ஜப்பான்ல இருந்து இம்போர்ட் பண்றேன் சார். ஜப்பான்ல இருந்து I am importing to India. Okay, in India, specifically in Chennai. Now, in the import panna ella machinery is only for a single client of mine. Okay, say I am working on a project. Okay, and this project is for a multinational company. In the multinational company is a very big company, and it is asking for 100 Mitsubishi AC. Okay, now this 100 units I am importing from whom? From Japan. Now, two things I can do. One, நான் போய் அதை டெலிவரி எடுத்து அதுக்கப்புறம் அதை திருப்பி என்னோட ஆஃபீஸுக்கு கொண்டு வந்து அப்புறம் அதை கொண்டு போய் அங்கே வைக்கிறது, அதையும் பண்ணலாம். இல்லை அப்படின்னா directly I can ask the client to go take it. That also I can do. Now, if I want the client MNC to directly go and take it from the port, now what is that I have to transfer in MNC's name? Bill of lading. I should transfer this bill of lading to whose name? MNC's name, so that the particular company can go take the delivery directly from the port immediately once the ship is unloaded. புரியுதா நான் என்ன சொல்றதுன்னு? So whoever has the document of title, they have the right to go and claim the goods. Understood? Now there's another concept called as document showing title. Document showing title to goods. Now what is this document showing title? Now document showing title means document showing that you are the owner. You are the owner. But you cannot claim the goods. Now, previous one, document of title, which means it shows ownership, it shows that I have the right to take the possession. Document showing title na, it only shows that you are the owner, proof irukku, okay, ana you cannot take the delivery of the goods. Example, sir, neenga and the particular MNC ku you would have MNC ku you would have written an invoice. Okay, Japan la irundhu neenga import pannirkeenga. Okay, Japan la irundhu neenga import pannirkeenga Chennai ku. Now before it comes to Chennai itself, you would have given an invoice to the MNC. Enna invoice kuduthirpeenga? To MNC particular name potu 100 units of Mitsubishi AC. Say it comes around say or 25 lakhs or 30 lakhs minimum solra. Okay, 30 lakhs. Now for this 30 lakhs, you having proof that he has paid the amount also, which means actually on the 100 units who is the owner? MNC. Ana in the MNC on the invoice vechittu ship oda captain kitta poitu kudunga delivery na ship oda captain kudukka porara kudukka maatar ena ship oda captain needs what? Bill of lading. Okay sir, invoice irukku sir, paarenga sir, இந்த invoice na payment பண்ணிருக்கேன் sir, invoice le போட்டிருக்கு received payment of rupees 30 lakhs from MNC அப்படினு போட்டிருக்கு. I am the owner for this. Still it is only a proof that you are owner. You cannot claim the goods. Able to understand? One more example I will give you. Sir, you have some problem. Okay, you went and took a locker in the bank, okay, for safe custody of your jewel. You have some problem in your home. Okay, ungaloda jewel ku safety issues irukku. You are going and taking a locker in the bank for the safe custody of the jewel. Now the moment you took the locker, what you will be given is a key. Yes or no? Now if you want to access the key, if you want to access this locker, what is the one which you need? This key. Correct? Now this key shows that this key is the document of title to goods. Now unga family la irundhu yaar inda key edutittu ponalum, that person will be given access. Yes or no? Yes sir. Now for this you have to put that family member's name in that particular, you will have to attach the family member's name to that particular locker, only then they will be given access. But they will be given access. நீங்களே தான் போகணும்னு அவசியம் இல்லை. Say for example, உங்க அப்பா லாக்கர் ஓபன் பண்ணிருப்பாரு, ஆனா நீங்க போய் அந்த ஜுவல்ல எடுக்க முடியுமானா எடுக்க முடியும், provided he has attached your name to the locker also. Okay, so it is a document of title to goods. Whoever comes with the key, if your name is registered, you will given. But say for example, you are going, your name is not attached, but you have the proof. Enna proof அப்படினா invoice of the jewels which you bought. Invoice of the jewel is in your name. Okay, say for example, Irfa உங்க மேரேஜ்க்காக ஒரு 50 சவரன் போதுமா? கம்மியா இருக்கா? போதுமா? சரி எதுக்கு வஞ்சனை? சரி எதுக்கு வஞ்சனை? ஒரு 100 பவுன், சரி 108 பவுன். ஓகே, 108 பா, 108 சவரன்ஸ் ரீஃபாவோட மேரேஜுக்காக one single day நீங்க போய் வாங்குறீங்க. by the time you get married ஒரு சவரன் வந்து 2 லட்சம் கூட போகும் போல. see ஆசைப்படுறோம், நிறையவே ஆசைப்படுவோம். So Reefa is going to the shop and she has put her own money. நீங்களே ஒர்க் பண்ணி, நீங்களே ஹார்ட் ஒர்க் பண்ணி, நீங்களே 108 pound வாங்கியிருக்கீங்க. Now this bill, this invoice is going to be in Reefa's name. ஓகேவா? Now can Reefa go to the bank? See, இந்த ஜுவல் நான் வாங்கினேன், நான் சம்பாரிச்சு வாங்கின காசு. ஓகேவா? என்னோட ஜுவல் கொடுங்கன்னு சொன்னா பேங்க் கொடுக்குமா? கொடுக்காது. ஏன்னா இந்த கீ இருக்கணும் உங்ககிட்ட. இந்த கீ இருந்தா மட்டும் பத்தாது. What you should have, your father should have done, he should have attached your name to the particular locker. Okay, even though you have the invoice of the jewel, நீங்க தான் அந்த ஜுவல்லுக்கு ஓனர்னாலும் கூட, okay, you will not be given access, which means this invoice is just a document showing title. It just shows that you are the owner. It is not document of title. புரியுதா? That key is the document of title. Clear? Ma, understood the difference between document of title and document showing title? புரிஞ்சிருச்சா? இதுக்கு மேல என்னால முடியாது. Okay. Now let us go to the area. I will give you 2 minutes time. Okay, go through this entire lot with keeping in mind all the explanation which I gave you. Please go through. I will give you 10 minutes time. Ma, done now. எது வரைக்கும் done? All 3 paragraphs done? Yes, ma? Third paragraph? Last paragraph. Okay, go through. Did you go through this area? Mate's receipt. What is a mate's receipt? I will tell you what is a mate receipt. Sir, shipping, we know what is the document of title. What is the document of title? Bill of lading. ஆனால் இந்த bill of lading கிடைக்கணும்னாலே எனக்கு இன்னொரு டாக்குமெண்ட் தேவை. It is called as mate's receipt. Now what's mate's receipt? Now this particular seller will load the goods into the ship. இந்த லோடிங் நடந்துதா இல்லையான்னு யார் செக் பண்ணோம் அப்படின்னா some officer inside the ship. That officer who is in charge of checking the load கரெக்டா ஏறிச்சா இல்லையான்னு செக் பண்றவங்க கொடுக்குற receipt தான் mates receipt. Now this mates receipt will be given to the captain of the ship, and after checking the mates receipt, the captain will issue something called as the bill of lading, and this bill of lading will be given to the seller. The seller will send it to the buyer. Okay, and once this ship reaches the particular destination, the buyer will once again give it to the captain for proof. After receiving it, the captain will deliver the goods. Understood or clear? Sir, in the buyer once again sold it to a new buyer abdina, this bill of lading will move to the new buyer, and this new buyer can show the particular item to the captain and take the delivery of the goods. Understood? Go through the last paragraph. Done now? Okay va? Clear ma? Sai, okay va? இன்னைக்கு வந்து டிமேட் இருக்கு. ஓகே, ப்ரீவியஸ்லி டிமேட் வந்தே ஒரு 15 வருஷம் தான் ஆகுது. சரியா, 15 வருஷத்துக்குள்ள தான் டிமேட்டே வந்தது. அப்போ அதுக்கு முன்னாடி there's only physical transfer of shares. Physical transfer na you have to go to the stock exchange, enter into take a broker's support, and that broker will do the buying and selling activity for you. ஓகே, ஷேர் சர்டிஃபிகேட் பாருங்க என் பேர்ல தான் இருக்கு இந்தாங்க அப்படின்னு நீங்க கொடுத்தீங்கன்னா it cannot be treated as a sale. Okay, so all these demat today's the increase of technology helps you to do the buy and sell on your own using demat account. Previously it was not like that. Okay, and today's date there is no concept of physical share certificate. Physical share certificate ஒன்னு கிடையவே கிடையாது. Only online share certificates are available. புரியுதா? என்னமா? Document for title na in that place no, you will have to go enter into a proper contract of buy and sell, and that too with the support of the stock broker. Okay, that is the only way. There is no other way. Share certificate cannot be treated as a document of title. Next one, mercantile agent. Now this we already know what is or who is a mercantile agent. I'll give you a few minutes. Please go through. Please read. Yes, it means an agent who normally for the business can enter into selling the goods or consigning the goods, or purpose of sale he can buy goods or raise money, or on the security of goods he can take money, he can also pledge the goods. So ultimately mercantile agent means a person who is responsible for either selling or buying. For doing that sale activity he has to procure goods, buy goods, or he may also raise funds, or he may also pledge the goods and raise money. He can give any security and raise money. All of this he can do. Next one, property. Now what is the meaning of property? Property means ownership. Property means what? Ownership or general property. Every contract of sale, the ownership of goods must be transferred by the seller to the buyer, or there should be an agreement by the seller to transfer to the buyer. Agreement to the seller means in the future that you will sell. Either today you do the selling activity, or today you agree that in future you will sell the particular item and you will transfer the ownership to the buyer. It means it is a general property, which means you have the right of ownership in the goods. Now, what is special property? Special property is given separately. Sir, the word special property means the the property in the goods means general property, and it means all ownership right on the goods. Okay. General property in the goods is to be distinguished from a special property. General property in a thing may be in one person, and a special property in the same thing may be another person. Say, for example, you go and you are the owner of a land, okay, of a land, vacant land. Now, you can pledge the land, yes or no? Pledge the land. Now, pledging the land, you received, or in case pledged, what is the right word is mortgage. You can mortgage the land and you have received, say, rupees 50 lakhs. 50 lakhs. Now, the moment you have mortgaged it and received 50 lakhs, can you sell the property? No. It is under mortgage. Appo, even though you have the owner of the property, still you cannot sell the property by reason, this person who gave you the loan under mortgage is having a special property, which means he has, to the extent of 50 lakhs, he has a much more rights than you. Only if you settle that 50 lakhs, then you can receive back the full general ownership. Understood? Yes, ma. Now, keeping that in mind, continue reading, ma. It is quite possible that general property in a thing may be in one person and the special property in the same thing may be in the other. Which means what, ma? This general property is with the landowner. Okay, and there's a special property in that same land is with the person who gave you the loan, the mortgager. Okay, mortgagee, sorry. Example, when an article is pledged, okay, the special property gets transferred and not the general property in a thing may be transferred subject to the special property continuing to remain with the another person. The pledgee who has the right to retain the goods pledged till the payment of the stipulated dues. Which means what, Abdina? Sir, only if the person mortgagee or pledgee approves, you can sell the goods. Okay, if it does not approve, Abdina, you cannot sell the land or the goods. Able to understand? Even if you want the mortgagee to continue the mortgage also, for that also you need permission. Okay, just because you transferred the particular land to a new buyer and the mortgage in a the new person will come into picture. Okay, it is at the discretion of the mortgagee whether he should allow you to sell it or not. Abdi allow pannum pakshathla, the new buyer of the land will come under the same liability to settle the 50 lakh rupees. Understood? Go through example number 15. If A, who owns certain goods, pledges them, read for yourself and understand. Read for yourself. Done, understood? Okay. So, next one, insolvent, price and quality. All these are simple things. There's no specific question, but for our understanding, insolvent means a person who is not able to pay his debts. Okay. Price means any consideration which you are agreeing to pay to receive any goods. Quality of the goods means in what condition it is given to you or in what condition you are agreeing to buy it. Able to understand? So that is called as quality. Now let us take a 15 minutes break. What is the time now? 3:55. Come back by, sorry, 4:10, 4:15. Come back by 4:15. Okay. to complete up to sale and agreement to sell. Okay, முடிஞ்சதுன்னா அதுக்கப்புறம் அடுத்தது பார்ப்போம். சின்ன டாபிக், we can finish it very fast. Up to what time we have class today? 5 or 5:30? 5. Okay. Okay, ma. Let us go to the next area. That is sale and agreement to sell. Very simple, ma. Sale na it is in the present tense. Today I am making a sale. Okay, directly I am going to meet the seller, ask him what I want. If he is ready to sell, I am going to buy it from him through a contract. Start reading. A contract of sale of goods is a contract whereby the seller transfers or agrees to transfer. என்னது ஐயோ அந்த கீச் கீச்சுன்னு சத்தம் வருது அது என்னன்னு பாருங்க அது வரதா செய்யுமா இன்னைக்கு ஒரு நாள் நாங்க அட்ஜஸ்ட் பண்றோம் சரி சாய் படிங்கம்மா a contract of for a price there may be a contract of sale between one part owner and another. A contract of sale may be absolute or conditional. Absolute means what? No condition at all. Okay, without any conditions you are ready to make the sale. You are offering something and he is accepting something. It tends to be a promise and that promise is performed after the sale. In case if it is conditional, then along with the offer you are imposing a condition. If that condition is satisfied, then you are ready to make a sale. Okay, next one, where under a contract of sale the property in the goods is transferred from the seller to the buyer, the contract is called as sale. If it happens in the future, or if it is happening in the future, but if it is happening to, it will happen in the future if it satisfies some condition, then it is called as agreement to sell. Now this particular definition I want you to study and remember. Yes, start reading one more time for my benefit. This one and this one. Now, when I say if it is subject to some condition, then what should it come to your mind? What type of goods it is? It is called as contingent goods. Okay. Now, an agreement to sell becomes a sale when the time elapses or conditions are fulfilled, subject to which the property in the good is transferred. Okay. So, there are two types. One is sale and one is agreement to sell. Now, same thing is repeated. You can go home and read. The following elements must coexist as to continue to contract of sales as under 19 Sale of Goods Act 1930. Now, what are all the elements that are required to meet a sale? First one, there must be at least two parties, because I cannot make a sale to my own self, isn't it? So I need at least two people, and those two people must be two different people. A person cannot be both the buyer and the seller. Next one, the subject matter of the contract must be necessarily goods, and that too it should be movable goods. Okay, only then it can come under Sale of Goods Act 1930. It may be any other type of goods. The existing goods are owned, possessed by the seller, and future goods are. Okay, so goods can be of existing, future, or contingent, but it should be a good and it should be movable in nature. Next one, a price in money. A price in money should be paid or promised. Now, when will you pay and when will you promise? When you right now enter into a sale, in the present you will pay. Okay, you will for agreement to sell you will promise to pay when? At the future. But there is nothing to prevent the consideration from being partly in money and partly in kind. Now, this is a testing point, ma. Sir, it cannot be kind in full, but it can be partly in money and it can be partly in kind. Now, a case study can be asked in this area, covering this area. Seriya? Next one, a transfer of property in goods from the seller to the buyer must take place. If not, it is not a sale. Okay, kandipa the possession should transfer, adhe pole the ownership also should transfer from the buyer to the seller. Now the contract of sale is made by an offer to buy or sell the goods for a price by one party and the acceptance of the offer by the other party. And such a contract of sale may be absolute or conditional. If it is conditional, then it is applies to contingent goods. All other essential elements should be valid, should be present in case of contract of sale also, which means free consent, competency, legality, everything should also be there. Sir, drug is also good, correct? But can I sell drugs? No, because it is unlawful object. So all other essential elements will remain the same. Adu illama we have the above 5 things. The first one, 2 parties. Second one, it must be good and it should be movable. Third one, there should be price should be money, partly in kind, partly in cash. And then last, and then next one, transfer of possession and ownership from whom to whom? Seller to the buyer. And such a sale can be absolute or conditional. Such a sale can be absolute or conditional. One more time, will you repeat me? First one, 2 parties. Second one, goods and it should be movable. Third one, money or it should be in cash, not in fully kind. It can be partly in cash, partly in kind. Next one, transfer of ownership from seller to the buyer. And next one, it can be absolute or unconditional, conditional. Next one, difference between sale and agreement to sell. Now I will give you 2 minutes time. Please go through. Or let us do it together. Why leaving you alone? First one, transfer of property. In case of a sale, transfer of property happens immediately or later? Immediately. Agreement to sell later. The sale itself is in future only. Therefore, the property will also transfer only in the future. Yes, please read. The property in the goods passes immediately. The property in the goods here will go in a future date or on fulfillment of sub condition. Okay. Nature of contract. It is an executed contract. Reason? It happens immediately. Okay. The obligations of both the parties is completed immediately. Ana in case of a agreement to sell, it is executory. It is an executory contract because the contract for consideration is to be paid in the future date. Remedies for breach. This is important because this point was not given earlier. We did not come across this point earlier. Please read. For the price of the goods because of passing of property therein to the buyer. Yeah, passing of property. Say for example, in case of credit sale, are you receiving cash immediately or after the credit period? After the credit period. Ana ownership transfer ayicha buyer ku? Yes, ownership has transferred. Credit sale means ownership gets transferred and he starts using the goods. Okay, wow. Now, still you have not recovered the payment. Credit period mudinji pala naal aachu. Will you keep quiet or file a case? You will file a case. So, remedies for breach in case of a sale is you can file a case. Ana, in case of an agreement to sell, what happens is the agreed party can sue only the damages. Yeah, he can sue only the damages now. Sir, on the particular date, when I asked him to come and buy, he is not coming and buying. Able to understand? See, neenga ketingan solli, I kept prepared 10 tons of sugar cane for January 2027. You promised me that you will come and buy. Ungalukaga specifica, I made sure I have grown the particular sugar cane 10 tons. So 10 tons neenga vandu vaangala. Then what happens obviously? See, neenga vaangalana, I can obviously sell it to another buyer. But there's going to be some time lag. Yes or no? I will definitely charge a damage from you. Okay. So in case of a agreement to sell, you can claim what? Damages. The aggrieved party can sue for damages and not for the price. Why not for the price? The sale has not yet happened. The goods have not yet moved from seller to the buyer unless the price was payable at the stated date. Now, what is this stated date, Abdina? Sir, we entered into a agreement to buy and sell in the future date, and that future date is specifically mentioned along with the price. Able to understand? Now, on that particular date, say the demand went low, sugarcane demand went low, abdina, the price is going to come down on January 2027, correct? Yes or no? Now, since the demand became low, அந்த வருஷம் மழை எல்லா ஊர்லயும் நல்லா இருந்திருக்கு, எல்லாருமே நிறைய சுகர் கேன் விலை வச்சிருக்காங்க அப்படின்னா டிமாண்ட் கண்டிப்பா கம்மியாகும், சப்ளை ஜாஸ்தி இருக்கு, கரெக்டா? அப்போ பிரைஸ் ஆஃப் சுகர் கேன் டிராஸ்டிக்கலி டிராப்டு. நான் நீங்க அமௌண்ட் தருவீங்கன்னு நம்பி அந்த கான்ட்ராக்ட்ல எண்ட் பண்ணி ஐ வாஸ் கீப்பிங் வெயிட்டிங் யூ டிட் நாட் டர்ன் அப். So in here, since the price is payable on a stated date and we agreed for the price, in this place you can charge for the price by filing a suit. If you are not mentioning any date along with the price, you just mention that இது ரெண்டுத்துல ஏதாவது ஒன்னு தான் மென்ஷன் ஆயிருக்கு அப்படின்னா you cannot recover the price. Okay, next one, liability of a party. Yes ma. The stated date. Ma, stated date means you are agreeing that on a certain particular date you are agreeing to buy at a certain particular price. Able to understand? There can be two types of contract. One, today we are agreeing that on a future date you will send me say 10,000 kilos abdina. We are agreeing, we are not agreeing for the price. Okay, price is decided according to that particular future days demand and supply. And if at all today itself you are agreeing for price also, then the law says you can recover the price also from the particular buyer by filing a case. Okay, next one, liability of a party. A subsequent loss or destruction is the liability of the buyer. Reason? What is the reason? Because the sale has happened. See, once the sale is over, it comes under whose ownership? Buyer's ownership. அப்போ buyer's ownershipல வந்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் அந்த particular productக்கு ஏதாவது லாஸ் ஆகும் பட்சத்துல who should bear it? Buyer. ஏன்னா ownership is with the buyer. மேம் அது எப்படி மேடம் லாஸ் ஆகும்? Sir, say for example, seller oda job is over immediately when he puts the goods on the vehicle. Okay, loads the goods on the vehicle. During the journey from the seller's place to buyer's place, the buyer's responsibility starts from there itself abdina. During the journey, if the goods are lost, okay, the particular vehicle met with an accident, adanala goods lost, whatsoever, that entire loss is borne on whose head? The buyer's head. Now, usually, the FD madam buyers cover pannuvaanga, in the contract of sale itself, they'll mention that the buyer is responsible for delivery also. Delivery until where? Until the buyer's doorstep. Appo buyer's doorstep where who becomes responsible? Seller. But only if it is mentioned in the contract. Understood? Now, in this particular agreement to sell, such loss or destruction is still with the seller. Ownership has not moved to the buyer. Burden of risk, same ma. Risk is always goes according to the ownership. Risk is always comes along with the ownership. Appo in case of a sale, when ownership moves to the buyer, risk also moves to the buyer. Adhe pola agreement to seller, since the ownership is still with whom? Seller. Adanala the risk is also still remaining with the seller only. Okay, seller only. Next one, nature of rights. Now, creates just in rem. What does just in rem means? Means right against the whole world. Right against the whole world, which means the moment I receive the ownership from the seller, whoever comes and asks, I will still own it. I need not give it to anyone. Able to understand? Now, in this case, it creates just in personam, means right against a particular party to the contract, which means as on that day, if that particular good is there, you are responsible to only whom? That particular seller. Able to understand? Particular buyer and seller only, they will be responsible to each other. Okay, va? Now no outsider can come and ask me any question. Able to understand? No outsider can come and ask for any ownership. Nothing is possible in case of an agreement to sell. As on the future date only, I am getting absolute ownership. Yes or no? Okay. Until then, to whom only I can be responsible to? I can be responsible only to the seller is responsible to the buyer is responsible to the seller. Able to understand? Now, yeah, just in personam. Sir, in the just in personam, sir, the seller agreed that he will deliver me the goods in January 2027. And in the meantime, he sold the goods to some XYZ party. Whom? Some XYZ party. Now, this buyer, will he question the seller or the new buyer? XYZ. Two parties are there involved for the sale. Okay, the seller is there and then the buyer is here. Buyer's name is Rishin vachikalam. Okay, and then this contract is to be made only in January 27. Now, January 27, buyer Rishi is agreeing to buy and seller is also willing to sell. In the meantime, December 2026, a new person came. His name is Ramki. What is the name? Ramki. Now, since this Ramki was offering higher amount, the seller sold the goods to Ramki. Okay, wow. Now, think and tell me whether Rishi can go and approach Ramki and ask for delivery. Not possible. He cannot even question Ramki. He can only question on whom? Seller. Okay, because his rights is there only on the seller. He cannot ask the other person who took the delivery of the goods. Appo seller breach agumna. And the breach that only has to be compensated to Rishi. Okay, va? Next one, right of resale. Now, once the sale is complete, who becomes the new owner? Buyer. Whether the buyer can once again sell it to another person? Yes, because he has the complete ownership. So, resale is possible. Now, think in terms of agreement to sell. Has the buyer become owner? No. Can he make resale? No, that is also not possible. If he wants to do, he has to take special permission from whom? From the seller. Now, this is important. This is important. Please listen. In case of insolvency of the seller, before he delivers, and in case of insolvency of a buyer, before he makes payment. Now, please mention this in your book for easy understanding purpose. See, in case of a sale, has the ownership moved to the buyer? Yes, sir. Now, in this case, the seller become insolvent abdina, the sale is over, delivery has not yet done. Before delivery, who becomes insolvent? Seller becomes insolvent. The moment you become insolvent, ungloda motta asset as of that day, whatever asset you have, it comes under the control of a official assigner or assignee. Okay, what this assignee will do is, he will calculate இன்னைக்கு டேட்ல உனக்கு எவ்வளவு அசெட் இருக்கு, இந்த அசெட்டை சேல் பண்ணி இருக்கிற டெட்ஸ்ல யார் யாருக்கு செட்டில் பண்ணலாம், எவ்வளவு செட்டில் பண்ணலாம், இதுதான் யார் பண்ணுவாங்க? தட் பர்டிகுலர் அஃபிஷியல் அசைனி இன்சால்வன்சி ஆகும் பட்சத்துல பண்ணும். இப்போ என்னோட கடைக்கு வந்து அந்த அசைனி செக் பண்ணும்போது கடையில ஸ்டாக் இருக்கு, ஆனா இந்த ஸ்டாக் யாருக்கு சொந்தமான ஸ்டாக்? பையருக்கு. ஏன்னா சேல் இஸ் கம்ப்ளீட்டட், இந்த ஸ்டாக்கை நான் கொண்டு போய் இன்னும் டெலிவர் பண்ணல. கரெக்டா? Now, can this official assignee control the goods? No, because ownership has already moved. Official assignee என்னதான் பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னா, he can make sure that in the goods whether he has recovered the price from the buyer. அதுதான் பண்ண முடியும். Yes or no? Correcta? Now, let us go read. Keep that in mind. The official assignee of whom? Of the seller will not be able to take over the goods, but will recover the price from the buyer. Understood? Ana in case of an agreement to sell, same thing. Okay, agreement to sell போட்டீங்க, போட்டதுக்கு அப்புறம் the seller has become insolvent. Now, has the ownership moved to the buyer? No. Agreement to sell? No, not yet. அப்போ who is still the owner? Seller. அப்போ செல்லரோட goods is under the can come under the control of the official assignee. Okay, now in this place buyer, if he says no, I don't want to enter into continue the contract abdina, then he is liable to pay only damages. Okay, yes ma'am, the official assignee of seller will acquire control over the goods, but a price will not be recoverable. Understood? Clear? Shall we go to the next one now? Sir, in case of insolvency of buyer before he makes the payment. Now, in case of a sale, think and say, sir, has the ownership transferred? Yes, transfer ஆயிடுச்சு. Payment பண்ணிட்டனா goods-க்கு இன்னும் payment பண்ணல. Sir, as an official assignee of the buyer, what is that I am supposed to do? Can I control the goods? Yes, I can control the goods. ஏனா அதோட ownership யார்கிட்ட இருக்கு இப்போ? Buyer கிட்ட இருக்கு. So buyer க்கு ownership இருக்குனா official assignee of the buyer க்கு ownership இருக்கு. Yes or no? Yes. And what is this official assignee supposed to do? After receiving the goods, he should make sure that he is settling the amount to the seller. Okay? The official assignee of buyer will have the control of the goods since the ownership has moved to buyer immediately. Okay, in the இடத்துல in case of agreement to sell, has the ownership moved to the buyer? No. Sir, buyer க்கு ownership இல்லனா அப்ப official assignee க்கு goods மேல control இல்ல. Yes or no? Yes, the official assignee of the buyer will not have any control over the goods. Understood? Done? Now I'll give you 2 minutes time. Please go through. Please go to last two items. சாய் வீட்டு பக்கத்துல பஸ் ஸ்டாண்ட் ஏதாவது இருக்கா? சூப்பர். Done? Okay. Now next one, difference between sale and hire purchase. Sir, first of all, what is hire purchase, sir? Hire purchase கேள்விப்பட்டிருக்கீங்களா? On rent? இது வந்து இன்ஸ்டால்மெண்ட்ல பே பண்றது. Okay, now how far it is different from loan? In case of, see, we buy multiple things, AC, fridge, everything. You see, they are giving offers. Bajaj EMI பாத்திருப்பீங்க, கரெக்ட்டா? You want to buy iPhone, they'll come with an offer. Bajajல no cost EMI இருக்கு. That is a loan. In case of a loan, ownership is already transferred. On a hire purchase, there's a slight difference. Obviously, there's a person who's agreeing to give you money. Okay, now instead of money, he will straight away give in terms of goods. Whatever goods you want, he will give you the good, and you are supposed to pay him installments. It could be 5, 10, 12, whatsoever. Now this good is still belonging to the hire purchasee, which means the person who is giving it on hire. Okay, Now, the goods are belonging to whom? The shopkeeper. Say, Girias, inniki date la, this Bajaj, etc., finance companies, they are offering us all the EMIs. Okay, consumer goods ki EMI kudukranga, loans. ஆனா ஒரு எனக்கு தெரிஞ்ச ஒரு 15-20 இயர்ஸ்க்கு முன்னாடிலாம் there was a system called as hire purchase system wherein every shop owner who is selling this kind of goods, no, higher cost goods, they will sell goods using hire purchase system, which means even after the sale the ownership will not go to the buyer, who is still remaining as the owner, the person who is selling it. Okay, the buyer will keep paying small installments every month. At the last installment, after completion of all the installments, then only they will execute a proper agreement and the goods are transferred in buyer's name. This you will maximum see in autos. Okay, auto பாத்தீங்கன்னா கீழே for hire ன்னு கொடுத்திருப்பாங்க. அப்படின்னா என்ன அர்த்தம்னா அந்த auto is bought on hire purchase. Able to understand? Now, this auto will become the property of that particular auto driver only after he pays the last installment. In case ஒரு 10 installment pay பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறம் அவரால continue பண்ண முடியல, pay பண்ண முடியல, or அந்த auto driverக்கே ஏதோ ஒன்று ஆயிடுச்சு அப்படின்னா, then what happens is this particular the shop owner will go and take back the goods and come to his place. Able to understand? புரியுதா? Okay, now will he return the earlier paid installments? He will not return. He will not return. So in case of non-payment, he will get back the particular goods. Will he file a case? No. See, in case of a sale or in case of a bank loan, the bank or the seller, what they will do now, they will file a case to get the amount back. Correct? And in case of a higher purchase, they don't want that option. They skip that option and then directly they can go to the receiver of the goods and they can recover the goods from that particular, the person who took it on hire. Understood? So that is a main difference in case of a person who takes the goods on loan and the person who takes the good on hire purchase. Okay, so let us start studying. First one, time of passing property. What is the meaning of this time of passing property? Time when the ownership passes from one person to the another person. Now, in case of a sale, when does the ownership passes or property passes? Property ki innor name enama? Ownership. Okay. So, in case of a sale, when does the property passes? Immediately once the sale is over. And in case of a hire purchase, na enna sonna? Only on paying the last installment, the property it will get moved to the buyer. Yes, start reading. The property in the goods passes to the hirer on payment of the last installment. Next one, possession of the party. So, the possession of the buyer is always the owner. ஏன்னா ownership தான் immediately transfer ஆயிடுது. கரெக்டா? ஆனா in case of a hirer, it is that of a bailment in case of a bailing, which means someone else's goods I am receiving, I will use it for some purpose. If that purpose is over, I will give it back. Okay, now in here what happens now? What is the purpose? Yes, I am using the auto, and this auto I have an option to buy if I pay the installment fully. If I do not pay the installment, I have to give back the auto to the shop owner or the person who gave the auto. Okay, so the position of the hirer is that of a bailee till he pays the last installment. Okay, because he is using the goods of another person. Next one, termination of a contract. Start reading, ma. Cannot terminate the contract and is bound to pay the price of the goods. If he breaches, then the seller can go and file a case. That is a different story. But unless and until that, he has no option to terminate. He is bound to pay the price once he becomes the owner of the goods. Okay, before becoming the owner, he can very much cancel. But after taking ownership of the goods, after using the goods, he cannot cancel the contract. He has to pay for the goods. If he does not pay, the seller can file a case and recover. Ana, in case of an hire purchase, now what happens? Can you cancel the contract? You have an option to cancel the contract. Abdi cancel panninga abdina automatically owner enna pannuvaru vandu auto தூக்கிட்டு போயிடுவாரு. Able to understand? Start reading now. If the hirer may, if he so likes, terminate the contract by returning the goods to the owner without any liability to pay the remaining installments. Understood? So it is in two situations the goods will be taken back by the owner. One, when the hirer fails to pay the installment, the hirer he himself terminates the contract. Next one, the burden of risk of insolvency to the buyer. Sir, buyer insolvent agum patchathula, what happens to the seller? The seller undergoes the risk of insolvency of the buyer. Yes or no? Sir, buyer insolvent aitarna seller ku payment varadu. Yes or no? Payment varama pogudundrathe or risk da. Yes or no? So in case of a sale, a seller has the risk, any risk, that buyer could anytime become insolvent and I cannot receive my payment. Correct? And in case of a hire purchase system, and if the hirer becomes insolvent, always the owner has an option. In an option, go and get back the goods. Yes, ma, continue reading. The owner takes no such risk. Goods. Now, transfer of title, we already know this. Sir, transfer of title, transfer of possession, transfer of ownership, all means the same. Transfer of title, when it will happen? Immediately. In case of hire purchase, only on last payment. Last payment. Now, who can transfer? In case of a buyer, immediately he becomes owner. Okay. So, immediately he can transfer the title to another person. Ena ownership avangitta irukku. Correct? And in case of a hire purchase system, has the hirer become owner? No. So, avare owner illada podhu and the product avar innorthukku transfer panna mudiyadu. Likewise, same applies to resale also. The buyer can resell the goods. The hire purchase, only on payment on last installment he can resell the goods. Only on payment of last installment he has the ownership. After getting ownership only he can resell the goods. Okay, wow. Now, difference between sale and bailment. In case of a sale, is the property in the goods getting transferred? Yes. Okay. Now, think and say, in case of a bailment, listen carefully. In case of a bailment, what actually happens is, I am receiving someone else's goods, I will use it, or whatever is the purpose for which that person is giving to me. If that purpose is over, should I retain it or should I give it back? I should give it back, which means I do not get any ownership in case of a bailment. Start reading. There is only transfer of possession of goods. Bailer to the bailee for any reasons. Special property, but it cannot be a transfer of ownership. Sir, under bailment itself, we saw an item called as pledge. Correct? Now, this pledge is where I give my property to you to get some money. Isn't it? Yes or no? Possession getting transferred? Yes. Using that possession, I received a loan from you. But has the ownership got transferred to the pledgee? No, ownership has not got transferred. Okay. But has he got special property? Yes, he has got special property. What is special property? Right to retain the goods. Okay, right to retain the goods until the claim is satisfied. Okay, wow. So he's not got the absolute ownership, but he has got special ownership. Okay, special property rights. Now, return of goods. Sir, is the buyer supposed to return the goods to the seller? There's no need. I have become the owner and I will enjoy the ownership as well as the possession and right to use the goods. But in case of bailment, should I return or not? I should return the goods. If I do not return, what the bailer can, he can file a case. Next one, consideration. For a sale, I should definitely receive consideration, and such a consideration should be in money, or it can be partly in money and partly in kind. Now, in case of bailment, is consideration mandatory? No. Yes, it can be gracious or non-gracious. Understood? Next one, difference between sale and contract of work or labor. So when I say sale, it is for goods. Yes or no? Padichoma. Sale means it should be for goods, and such a good should be mobile and two parties should be involved. Now, in case of a contract of work or labor where a person is not actually selling something, a person is providing service. Okay, now can that be treated as sale of goods? No, it cannot be treated as sale of goods. It is sale of service, and sale of service does not come under this act. This act, sale of goods, 1930. Understood? Clear? So that is with respect to difference between sale and contract for work and labor. Next one, contract of sale, how it is made. Now this is a very simple item. Please go home and read it. First of all, there should be a contract of sale, and it is for buying a good at some for price, and a person should be accepting it. There should be immediate delivery of the goods and immediate payment of the price. If it is for an agreement to sell, it can be for a future date. Okay, wow. Now, there may be immediate delivery of goods and immediate same point. It may be agreed that the delivery of payment or both are made in installments. It may be agreed that the delivery of payment or both may be made at some future date also. Correct? Okay, wow. Now, is there any new point here? Nothing, no new point at all. Now, come to this area, subject matter of contract of sale. Now, this already we know. What is the meaning of existing and future goods? Same thing is given here. Come to this area. Goods perishing before making a contract. Now, what is the meaning of perishing? Getting spoiled, going bad, or the quality is reducing. All of this means the goods are perishing. Sir, today sitting inside this room, we are making contract. Okay. But the goods are sitting inside the godown. Say the godown is say or 3 kilometers from here. Now, what is happening inside the godown? You will also don't know. I will also don't know. Imagine I am the seller. You are the buyer. We are sitting here and making contract for sale of tomatoes. Okay. Believing that the godown is properly taking care of the entire conditions of the conditions under it should be kept, temperature and all. ஆனா அங்க போய் பார்க்கும்போது லாஸ்ட் 20 ஹவர்ஸா அந்த பர்டிகுலர் சில்லர் ஒர்க் பண்ணல. சி கரண்ட் போயிட்டே இருக்கு, எல்லாமே கரெக்டா இருக்கு, சில்லர்ல ஏதோ ப்ராப்ளம் இருக்கு. சில்லர்னா தெரியும்ல, பெரிய பாக்ஸ். ஓகே, பெரிய பாக்ஸா இருக்கலாம், அது ஒரு ரூமா கூட இருக்கு. சில்லர் கேன் பி தட் பிக் ஆல்சோ. அப்போ அதுல ஏதோ ஒரு சின்ன ஃபால்ட் ஆயிடுச்சு, அதனால அந்த டெம்பரேச்சர் மெயின்டைன் ஆகல, அந்த குவாலிட்டி இல்ல. Okay, the goods got perished. Okay, and it is not known to you also, and it is not known to me also at the time of making the contract. Will the contract be valid or void? Will the contract be valid or void? It becomes void. It becomes void because whatever we are talking about, the subject matter of sale, that itself is perished. Able to understand? So the contract becomes void. Start reading. Where there is a contract for sale of specific goods, the contract is void if the goods, without knowledge of the seller, contract was made, perished or become so damaged. Stop. Become so damaged that they do not. Okay. இப்படி கூட எழுதலாம். That they do not match the description. Match the description given in the contract. Okay, wow. Sir, I asked you for first quality. Okay, because of this problem and all, the quality has reduced. Obviously, it is not as per the quality which is mentioned in our contract. Okay, so what happens to the contract? The contract becomes void. Next one, goods perishing before sale but after agreement to sell. Sir, when are we doing the agreement to sell? Today. But actually, when is the sale going to take place? Future. Okay, now after agreement to sell, today when we are agreeing, the good was good. Okay, say today I am agreeing to sell you plantains. Plantain therima? plantain stems, vara thandu. Okay, va? Today we are planning to enter into a contract and I am supposed to give you say 100 kgs of plantain stem at a particular rate, say 1 month from today, 1 month from today. Now, at the time of delivery, say nalaki I am supposed to deliver you, ana before I go and cut off the stem so that I can get the plantain stem, அந்த full தோப்பு வாழை தோப்பே சரிஞ்சு விழுந்துருச்சு. மேம் எப்படி மேடம் சே ஒரு பெரிய ஃப்ளட் வந்தது, ஒரு பெரிய மழை வந்தது அப்படின்னா the entire area has getting damaged. All the agricultural activities which are going on in that area got flooded totally, and because of the force of the cyclone, the entire plantains, everything got damaged. Okay, now in that, where I can go and cut down, how can I deliver it to you? Able to understand? Now அது மழையில இருந்து ஊறி அதுல இருந்த மண்ணு சகதி எல்லாம் போய் அது சாப்பிடவே முடியாத போயிடுச்சு அப்படின்னா, can I still deliver it to you? No, I cannot deliver it to you. Now this becomes what? This becomes a supervening impossibility. Now again we know that in case of supervening impossibility, what happens to the contract? It becomes void. It becomes void. Now think and see. Okay, let us start reading. Where there is a to sell specific goods, subsequently the goods without any fault, without any fault, that is why I gave you the example, because of flood, cyclone, heavy rain, the entire agricultural system got bad. Now continue reading. Without any fault on the part of the seller or the buyer, it perishes or becomes so damaged that they do not match the description in the agreement. Before the risk passes to the buyer, the agreement becomes void. Agreement becomes void. Able to understand? Now this word without any fault is what you have to highlight. Now if it involves a fault from buyer or seller, then what happens? Agreement is valid. You can claim compensation or damage from the other party. Okay. Next, perishing of future goods. Consumer. If the future goods are specific, the destruction of such goods will amount to supervening impossibility, and the contract shall become void. Now, whether this and this are almost same, Kedina? Yes, I would say it is almost same only. For future goods, always you will enter into agreement to sell. So obviously this both will be same only. Next one, ascertainment of price. Now this is very important. Please bear with me. Last few minutes we'll sit and we'll finish it off. How will you ascertain a price for a goods? One, a price can be fixed by the contract. The contract itself will say this will be the price at which we will buy, or it can be agreed to be fixed by in a manner provided by a contract. For example, the contract says today we have so much time, 3 months from today, and 3 months is a longer period to fix a price. Okay va? இப்போ நம்ம ஃபிக்ஸ் பண்ணோம் அப்படின்னா நம்ம ஃபிக்ஸ் பண்ற ரேட் வந்து அப்ராக்சிமேட்டா கரெக்டா இருக்காது, ஆர் எக்ஸாக்டா அதோட வேல்யூக்கு ஈக்குவலண்டா இருக்காது. No, after 3 months, let us bring a person, a third party, and that third party, let him stand between you and me and decide the price. Able to understand? Say for example, you want to sell your gold. Okay, now gold sell பண்ணும்போது whether you can yourself do, you cannot actually, because you need the buyer. As a seller, you know the quality of the particular jewel is good, அதுல எவ்வளவு தங்கம் இருக்கு, ப்ராப்பரான பியூர் கோல்டா, இல்ல மிக்சிங் அதிகமா இருக்கா, இல்ல பிலோ தட் இருக்கா, இல்ல அக்ரீட் லெவல்ல இருக்கா, whatever it is. Okay, all these would require some chemical to properly test the purification, isn't it? In the purification செல்லராலையும் பண்ண முடியாது, பையராலையும் பண்ண முடியாது. So this person will bring or will depend on whom? A goldsmith. Okay, a goldsmith will know better or more details about the purification of the particular jewelry, or whether the jewelry is worth enough for this particular rate. Okay, so which means you can fix the rate by any means in a manner provided in the contract. Example, by appointing a valuer. By appointing a valuer. Or it can also be determined by the course of dealings between the parties. What do you mean by course of dealings now? Sir, you have been my long-term association. Okay. Now, எல்லாருக்கும் கொடுக்கிற same price, can I give it to you? No. And also, how much quantity you are buying also is going to matter. Yes or no? So accordingly, in my business, if a person has been associating with me for more than 5 years, I give him a special discount of 10%. Able to understand? If a person is ordering for more than 10 lakhs worth of order, I will give him extra 10% offer or a discounted price. Okay. So it can also be decided in the course of dealings between the parties. One more example I will give you. Sir, today we are entering into a contract for dealing with 20 lakhs worth of goods. Okay. In the 20 lakhs, usual credit period is 30 days. Usual credit period is 30 days. But if you are paying me in next 10 days, okay, I am ready to give you 10% offer. Okay. Credit period 30 days. And ஒருவேளை நீங்க சீக்கிரமா எனக்கு 10 days குள்ள payment பண்ணிட்டீங்கன்னா, I am ready to give you how much offer? 10%. Now, this is because it is determined in the course of dealings between the parties. One of the examples for course of dealing between the parties. Understood? Now, these are the methods in which a price can be fixed in a contract of sale. Next one, agreement to sell at valuation. Sir, which means you are bringing a third party to value your particular goods. Okay, the buyer is also not able to value, the seller is also not able to value, you are depending upon a third person, which means the determination of price is by a third party. Let us start reading now. Very simple only, start reading.
Where does an agreement to sell goods
on the terms, very, very slowly. No hurry, buddy, okay? Very slowly. On the terms that price has to be fixed by a third party and he either does not or cannot make such valuation, the agreement shall be void. Sir, in the agreement you decided that Mr. XYZ will come to our place and he will do the valuation. When XYZ came to the place on that particular day, he was not able to give you the proper value. Okay, say for example, there was a contract to buy and sell land, and when this valuer came to measure the house and see the valuation, he will also depend on certain outside factors. Outside factors na enna? அந்த ஏரியால மார்க்கெட் ரேட் என்னன்னு ஒருத்தரை கேட்டா தெரியாது, கரெக்டா? ஒரு ஒருத்தரை கேட்டா அது கரெக்டாவும் இருக்காது. I have to ask multiple people who are belonging to that area, and also there could be other land brokers in that area. அவங்களையும் நான் விசாரிக்கணும், கரெக்டா? அப்போ to give a proper valuation, I need an external support which I cannot get it on one single day. Yes or no? And on that particular day, I cannot give you valuation because of any particular reason. இப்போ நான் சொன்னது ஒரு ரீசன், இந்த மாதிரி வேற எந்த ரீசனுக்காக வேல்யூவரால அந்த பிரைஸ் அசர்டைன் பண்ண முடியல அப்படின்னா அந்த கான்ட்ராக்ட் அன்னைக்கு டேட் இட் பிகம்ஸ் வாய்ட். Able to understand? If at all you have to continue, then you have to enter into a new contract. Clear? Understood? Okay, va. Now next one, start reading the next one. Is prevented, which, what is the meaning of prevented? Stopped. He stopped from valuing, doing the valuation. Okay, and he stopped by the default of either party fixing the price. The party at fault will be liable to the damages to the other party who is not at fault. Okay, sir. அதாவது வேல்யூவர் வந்தாதான் வேல்யூ பண்ணோம். ஓகே, வேல்யூரை வரவிடாம பண்ணிட்டேன்னா என்ன பண்ணுவீங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்லி நான் வேல்யூரை வந்து எங்கேயோ ஒரு குடவுன்ல வந்து அடிச்சு போட்டேன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்களேன். தென் இது லேட்டர் ஆன் தெரிய வரும்போது who will be at fault? I will be at fault and I am supposed to pay you damages. Okay, next one, a buyer who has received and appropriated the goods must pay reasonable price for them in any eventuality. Now, what is the meaning of received and appropriated the goods? I have received the goods and I have started using the goods. Able to understand? Clear? Now I received the goods and I started using the goods. Even if the price is not fixed, or even if the price has to be fixed by a valuer, then valuer varala abindradhukaga I cannot be stopping the payment. I should pay some reasonable amount in any which case. In any eventuality means in any which case I should make some payment. Okay, say for example you want to buy a bike from your friend. Okay, now since it is your own friend, he gave the bike to you and you started using the bike. You are expecting for this valuer yaru irparu usually and area la irukka or mechanic ka irparu. Correct? Now இந்த மெக்கானிக் நான் இப்போ வரேன் நாளைக்கு வரேன் அப்புறமா வரேன் இப்படியே போய்கிட்டே இருக்கு ஒரு 2 மாசம் 3 மாசம் போயிட்டே இருக்கு. Now still will you stop payment or still will your friend keep quiet or will he ask for payment? He will definitely ask for payment, and consciously you should also give him some payment. Yes or no? Now in this point of time you cannot be waiting forever for the valuer. Since you started using the bike, you should pay some reasonable amount to the particular seller. Understood? Now see example number 22. P is having how many bikes? 2 bikes. He agrees to sell both the bikes to S at a price to be fixed by Q. Ma, P is the seller, okay, S is the buyer and Q is the third party. He gives the delivery of 1 bike immediately. Q refuses to fix the price. As such, P asks S to return the bike already delivered, while S claims the delivery of the second bike too. In the given instance, buyer S shall pay reasonable price to P for the bike already taken, and as regards the second bike, the contract can be avoided as the third party refuses to fix the price. Yeah, ma'am, I'm refuse pantana. Why? I mean, if he refuses, should I treat the contract as void? Yes, the contract has to be treated as void because you made a contract stating that the price has to be fixed by a third party. Upon the third party, anniki vandu price fix pannalana, automatically the contract is automatically as on that date it becomes void. Okay, va? Purida. Next one, avalda mudinjiruchu. Next one, summary da irukku. Veetukku poi ukkandu padi. Mudinjiruchu, satyama mudinjiruchu. Okay, so that is with respect to unit 1 of Sale of Goods Act. Now this act, if you ask for exam perspective, is it very important and ketingna maximum 3 to 4 marks in kekalam, not more than that. Adume ella attempt ku kepan solla mudiyadhu, but oru vela ketan appadina difference between sale and agreement to sell will be a very important area, and ascertainment of price in case of a valuer is fixed. That is also a very important area. Otherwise, and the rendu concept thavara irukra ella chinna conceptum are basics for the next 3 units. அப்ப இந்த basics உங்களுக்கு confidence இருந்தா மட்டும் தான் அடுத்த 3 unit will be very quickly we can go ahead. Okay, so that is why this chapter is important for us. Okay, so go home and study. I hope by this weekend you would have completed Contract Act. By this weekend, start with this particular unit and start practicing the questions. Seriya? Understood? So with this we are closing the class for today. Thank you so much. Usually I will not extend time, but today extended. Thank you. Bye. Thanks for tolerating. Yes, ma. என்னது கான்ட்ராக்ட் ஆக்ட் 4 யூனிட் 4-5 புதுசா இருக்கா? அதான் சொன்னல, நீங்க படிச்சுக்கிட்டே இருந்தாதான் அது வந்து படிச்ச மாதிரி ஒன்று தெரியும். நீங்க கொஞ்சம் கேப் விட்டீங்க அப்படின்னா போயிடும். Dedicatedly daily you have to spend 2.5 hours for law at least. அந்த 2.5 hours நான் ஆல்ரெடி சொன்னேன். 1 hour you will study whatever I am currently teaching. இப்போ கரண்டா இந்த யூனிட் ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டோமா, இதை படிச்சுட்டு இருக்கணும். பேலன்ஸ் ஒரு 1.5 hours வந்து you have to go back and start preparing from that. ஓகே, ஆனா அதுவுமே நீ ஒரு நாள் பண்ணிட்டு ஒரு நாள் வேற சப்ஜெக்ட் அப்படின்னா you will not be able to complete it. Okay, whenever you feel like the chapter is altogether new, kindly take recording from Hari sir. அதுக்குன்னு full recording உட்காந்து பார்க்காத. What point is required, that alone you have to என்ன சொல்றது, skip and see. Okay, understanding the issues வருதா? அதான் அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்டிங்ல இஷ்யூ வரணும்னா அது வரைக்கும் எனக்கு சந்தோஷம். இப்போ அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்டிங்லேயே இஷ்யூ வந்ததுன்னா தென் மை என்ன சொல்ற டெலிவரி ஆஃப் தி கான்டெக்ட் இஸ் நாட் குட்னு தான் எனக்கு புரிஞ்சுக்க முடியும். ஸோ இஃப் யுவர் அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்டிங் இஸ் குட், ஐ எம் ரியலி ரியலி தேங்க்ஃபுல் அண்ட் ஹாப்பி. போர் என்ன பர்ஃபார்மன்ஸ் தானே, கிளாஸ்க்கு தயவுசெய்து லீவ் போடாதீங்க. ஞாபகம் வரல அப்படின்னா do not feel bad, do not feel any regret. தப்பு கிடையாது. இந்த English is new for you, therefore you will face this problem. So not a problem, not a mistake from your end. Please get recording and start watching. அதுக்காக ரெக்கார்டிங் 2 hour இருக்குன்னா 2 hour உட்காந்து ரெக்கார்டிங் பார்க்காது. உனக்கு எந்த ஏரியா தேவைப்படுதோ அந்த ஏரியா மட்டும் பாருங்க. ஓகேவா? ஒன்ஸ் யூ டூ திஸ்னா நெக்ஸ்ட் டைம் சி, இன்னைக்கு பர்ஃபார்மன்ஸ் உங்களுக்கு தெரியலன்னு சொல்றீங்களே, நான் ரெக்கார்டிங் வாங்கி பாருங்கன்னு சொல்றேன். வாங்கி எந்த இடம் தேவைப்படுதோ அதை பார்த்துட்டீங்க அப்படின்னா திருப்பி பர்ஃபார்மன்ஸை நீங்க படிக்காம விட்டீங்கன்னா திருப்பி மறந்துடும். ஓகே, அப்போ நீங்க என்ன பண்ணணும், திருப்பி இன்னொரு 4 daysக்குள்ள அதே ஏரியாவை ரீவிசிட் பண்ணணும். அப்போ இன்னைக்கு வெனஸ்டே அப்படின்னா, வெனஸ்டே இல்லை, இன்னைக்கு தேர்ஸ்டே அப்படின்னா சாட்டர்டே ஈவினிங் யூ ஹேவ் டு கோ ஸ்டடி பர்ஃபார்மன்ஸ் அகெயின். ஓகே, அதே போல இன்னைக்கு நம்ம இந்த யூனிட் 1 எடுத்துருக்கோம். இந்த யூனிட் 1 நீ வீட்டுக்கு போய் படிக்கிறதுக்கு 1 hour தான் ஆகும். கரெக்டா? அப்போ படிக்கிறதுக்கு மட்டும் 1 hour, படிச்சு எழுதணும்னா கஷ்டம். படிக்கிறதுக்கு 1 hour அப்படின்னா அப்ப திருப்பி அட்லீஸ்ட் சண்டேக்குள்ளையாவது நீ ஒரு வாட்டி இந்த ஏரியாவை கவர் பண்ணிருக்கணும். அப்பதான் நீ படிச்சது ஞாபகம் இருக்கும், இல்லைன்னா கண்டிப்பா மறந்துடும். ஓகே, so please be on track, please be on track. Okay, yes, bye. படிச்சு எழுதுறதுன்றது see இப்போ வந்து உங்களுக்கு அந்த லா லாங்குவேஜோட ஃப்ளோ வர ஆரம்பிச்சிருக்கும். ஸ்டார்டிங் ஆஃப் த பேட்சுக்கு நீங்க கொஞ்சம் ஸ்ட்ரகிள் ஃபீல் பண்ணியிருப்பீங்க படிச்சு ஞாபகம் வச்சு எழுதுறதுக்கு. இப்போ உனக்கு அந்த லாங்குவேஜ் ஃப்ளோ வருதுன்ற கான்ஃபிடன்ஸ் உனக்கு வந்துருச்சுன்னா எல்லாத்தையுமே எழுதி பார்த்து படிக்கணும்னு அவசியம் இல்லை. ஓகே ஓகே, உனக்கு புரியுதுல்ல நான் என்ன சொல்ல வரேன்னு? ஓகே, அண்ட் கன்சிடரிங் யூ சாய், உன்னோட ஸ்பெசிஃபிக் கேஸில் எல்லாமே நீ எழுதி பார்த்து படிக்கிறதுக்கு கண்டிப்பாக உனக்கு டைம் இருக்காதுரா. அப்படி பண்ண அப்படின்னா அது உன்னோட ரிவிஷனில் பாதிக்கும். ஓகேவா? ஸோ எது ரொம்ப கஷ்டமாக இருக்கோ அதுக்கு மட்டும் நீங்கள் அந்த டைமை ஸ்பெண்ட் பண்ணி எழுதி பாருங்கள். மற்றபடி அதர் திங்ஸ் எஸ் யூ கேன் டேக் அ அட்வான்டேஜ் அண்ட் தென் யூ கேன் கோ ஃபார்வர்ட். ஓகேவா? புரியுதா? வாட் யூ கேனாட் ஸ்கிப் அப்படின்னா டெய்லி அந்த 2 question ட்ரை பண்ண சொன்னல, அந்த 2 questionல அட்லீஸ்ட் ஒரு question you have to write and see. That you cannot skip. ஓகே, அண்ட் உங்களை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் உனக்கு நிறைய டைம் இருக்கு. டெஃபினட்டா 2 to 3 questions கூட எழுதி கூட பார்க்கலாம். புரிஞ்சுதா? ஸோ யூ டோன்ட் ஹாவ் டு டேக் அ சாய்ஸ். தட் பீயிங் செட், வேற ஏதாவது சொல்லணுமா? வேற ஏதாவது இருக்காடா டிஸ்கஸ் பண்றதுக்கு? இப்போ நெக்ஸ்ட் எப்போ சண்டே நான் வர முடிஞ்சது அப்படின்னா சண்டே ஆஃப்டர்நூன் we will discuss. ஓகேவா? ஓகே, I'll come a little early on Sunday so that ஒரு 15-20 minutes we can discuss on whatever you have written. சரியா? Okay, okay ma, bye. Thank you ma, bye.